This is huge. This is from Dabu 7.
This goes right along with what Mattis was calling for when he was saying he wants 80% of our aircraft in terms of all of our major military aircraft, F-15s, F-18s, F-35s. He wants them up to par within 1 year. Now, the U.S. military saying that it's grounding its entire fleet of F-35 fighter jets. And they're citing the crash that happened in South Carolina. They're saying that they suspect fuel lines are faulty, and all of them are going to go under this 48-hour inspection. Saying it'll take up to 48 hours to pull this off, to inspect everything, and I'm guessing replace anything that is suspect of failure. So, an update to the whole thing, now, at this current moment in time, you can say that all of the F-35s are grounded. I will update as things change surrounding.
I'll do my best to verify that. But, well, let me finish the thought. I've often said that F-22 and F-35 are obsolete. I mean, they're horrible machines. Very overpriced, over budget completely, and they don't perform worth anything. Actually. Okay, so we just see like how ignorant people are. And he doesn't think that he may have said literally invisible, but the thing is, he's just saying that again. They're taking everything out of context. Jeez.
Tonight with Lockheed Martin Communications. I wanted to introduce our F-35 program manager. A number of you have asked.
Yeah, so I certainly welcome the opportunity to address any question that the President-elect would have about the program. It's an amazing program. Lockheed Martin and its industry partners understand the importance of affordability for the F-35 program. And since the beginning, we've invested hundreds of millions of dollars to reduce the price of the airplane, more than 70% from its original.
Invested hundreds of millions of dollars to reduce the cost of the airplane.
LRIPs, and we are projected to be at $85 million in the 2019 or the 2020 timeframe. When we get to $85 million, the F-35 will be less expensive than any fourth-generation fighter in the world, and you will have the premier fifth-generation fighter. And so that's an incredible value for anyone operating the airplane.
However, was this made in 2016? However, the vehicle is still not fully operational. Excuse me. And
President-elect Donald Trump has taken on a new target, defense spending.
You look at the F-35 program, with the money, the hundreds of billions of dollars, and it's out of control.
But just why is the F-35 program being targeted? And can a President Trump really control the costs or cancel the program? It wouldn't be the first time. When President Obama took office, he canceled the order for F-22s after only 187 of the planned 700.
That's because the F-22 is a complete failure too.
50 planes had been built. They concluded the F-22s were more sophisticated than they needed and were very expensive to fly. The F-35 has become something of a case study in military overspending. The stealth planes are touted as the most capable and technologically advanced jet fighters.
But one crashed apparently because of an apparent fuel line problem.
in the world. But the cost has more than doubled from the original estimate. The price is now $400 billion for the 2,400 jets the Pentagon plans to purchase over the next 2 decades. The cost skyrocketed due to design problems and technological improvements. The helmets alone cost $400,000. But the Pentagon has defended the jet and has said that costs were being brought under control. The U.S. has already received around 200 F-35s and made the first ones operational in July of 2015. It's unclear what impact Trump could have on the cost of the F-35s beyond publicly shaming the company. Lockheed says it already earns slimmer profit margins on the F-35s than existing planes like the F.
That's because they're using cheaper manufacturing processes. Like they're going. I don't know what the hell Lockheed did, and I don't know. I think they're responsible for the F-22 as well, and I just don't understand how there has not been any significant design changes.
16, and has pledged to control costs through higher production rates and negotiating with suppliers. That said, there could be room for some improvement with future programs. Procurement experts have said the Pentagon has failed to adequately force bidders into competition with working prototypes before selecting a winner.
Okay, Kevin, USAA Bank is here to help you stay on track. Budget's looking good. Clear for a fill-up?
So this is 2013, and oops. That isn't a vertical takeoff, but it's a short takeoff. A very short takeoff. Actually, hold on a second. Okay, so the SU-27 was in June 28th, 1988. And the SU-35 is 2008, introduction in 2014. And what was I gonna So even the first variant of it during the 80s, turned it into a multi-role aircraft, which I think is, comparable to the F-18 or even F-15. But Sukhoi redesignated aircraft as SU-35 to attract export orders. The 14 aircraft produced were used to test demonstrations. So the Sukhois are amazing. I remember this is the first video I watched of the Sukhoi SU-35.
Wawa sourdough melts are...
There's thrust vectoring. just did there? You want to talk about trying to hit this thing with a missile? That thing is actually creating steam because of the friction, with the moisture in the air. And I mean, people who are engineers, like don't understand building and stuff like that. They don't understand the forces that go on because it just came in like this, right? So all those forces are pressing on the frame, which is, it's using air as a brake, essentially. And so the thing is that the air on a plane is supposed to go. So beautiful. Okay, so this is a pretty good angle. So the thing is the air, just exaggerate the wing. I can do a better job. Hold on. Whatever. Okay, so this is a wing. What happens is, because, you know what? I can't do this. That's as good as I'm going to get. So, because the area between the bottom is shorter than the top, because this is curved, more air is able to go over under the bottom than the top, which creates negative pressure, which allows the vehicle to lift. A teardrop. That's why rain falls in a drop. It's aerodynamic. Bubbles are not spheres. They conform to the pressure around it and everything. This should be the Cobra. Never mind, it's landed. All of the forces are being pressed against the frame. At the same time, it's thrusting. So there's, well, I should say, boom. That's where the forces are. Okay, I managed my space issue, so the video uploaded. Should I show you? Okay, this is even more freaking amazing. Wow. Absolutely friggin' wow. I'll get to that one in a second. I was just saying that one. Why? So that was the Cobra in action. When someone's telling it, just put the brakes on and then come back. You see what that thing just did there? You see why it's called the UFO? No American plane can do that. Our vertical takeoff is not the same as the rest of the world's vertical takeoff, because an airplane, it'd be convenient to, have it vertically take off and perform just like, perform like a helicopter and an airplane. But you want an airplane to perform like an airplane and to act like and if a helicopter was like, okay, so I understand the mutation. I'm blending the airplane with a helicopter. The thing is, like, build an airplane, build an airplane with, attributes of a helicopter. Whereas, build a helicopter with the attributes of a fighter jet or something of that nature, or, whatever the role is, because there's cargo vehicles and stuff like that, airplanes and helicopters, so, but to put two into one altogether, not quite. control. Okay, so you get the gist of it. And we were just watching
all over, he's just going to land. And at that point, the chap broke onto the downwind leg and we thought, well, it's all over, he's just going to land now. And then suddenly on the downwind leg, this aeroplane just went like this. It flew around the corner and landed. And we couldn't believe what we had seen. But there was one F-16 guy, I shall never forget, he was interviewed by somebody on French television. And this chap was in a state of mild shock, having seen this manoeuvre done. And he was an honest guy as well. And I shall never forget, the TV interviewer said to him, "What would you do if you found yourself in close combat with that guy?" And he said, "Eject." And I thought, well, what a sensible guy.
That's scary. And, you know, I mean, obviously this is older footage and everything. And the thing is that this is what I'm saying about the military. We may be able to have, you know, certain bombs in it, but we really don't. We really don't. We have mass-produced crap because all these money-hungry tyrants that run the military-industrial complex, they're weakening the military from within. And just as we see with the F-22 and F-35 projects, I mean, you know, and even just driving around in MRAPs and stuff, you know, they didn't put any thought into those freaking vehicles. You know, like, freaking, the damn thing rolls over or something like that. I mean, you got, you know, freaking 700-pound doors in the front, you know, so if it's on the side, like trying to push that, you know, and then the back doors are about 400 pounds a piece too. I mean, they were death traps, going in water or something like that. Oh my goodness, death. That's why some of them actually have self-contained breathing apparatuses, like the emergency ones, for about 15 minutes of air. So we waste money in our military. We may have like the biggest military in the world, but it's crap. It's mass-produced crap. Whereas these other governments, when they spend their money, they actually do something. And that's why we were like spending money into all these projects during the Cold War. And the thing is, because, well, we just had to mitigate around simple things like the Su-27. And this vehicle would still give us a run for the money today.
Some people, when they watch the Cobra maneuver, of course, they are not so much impressed by the sort of things that I am amazed by. The stability of the thing, the routineness of it, the fact that they are confident to do it at a low level. They just don't understand how it does it. You know, they think, well, how can he do that with an airplane? Well, the answer is it's the easiest thing in the world to fly an aircraft along straight and level, suddenly pull the control column back, tilt up the elevator or tailplane at the back end, generate an enormous downforce aerodynamically on the back. The nose goes up, you know. Goes up when you're sitting in it and looking at it, goes up when you're sitting in the stands and watching it fly. In fact, the nose doesn't go up, the tail goes down, because that's where the force is applied. But I mean, we're nitpicking here. What is tricky is allowing the nose to go up more than about 30 degrees. Because that is the point at which an ordinary wing stalls. All the airflow, which was smooth and streamlined and going about its ordered business, breaks down into a series of vortices, and generally a mess. If you persist in that, and you could do with any airplane, you could persist with a Harrier, you could persist with the Tornado, an F-15, anything like that. If you persist, you will now generate asymmetric disturbances, your aeroplane will no longer remain symmetric because the flow has broken down into a load of disorganized rubbish. And inevitably, that means that the nose will move to one side and the wing will roll down. This means that you finish up with more lift on one side than the other and the aircraft goes out of control. The trick with entering the Cobra is to have an airplane which, despite this very high angle of attack, remains totally symmetric left and right with its airflow pattern.
So we understand why Mattis is assembling these orders, because, well, if a simple grunt like myself can't understand these things, any grown person can understand these things. And to think that America is number one in everything. Look at the Nazis, the Sherman tanks against the Tigers, and the thing is, like, I forget who said it or what, but it was, the thing is, like, it took 5 Sherman tanks to take out 1 Tiger. So just take that in consideration, all right? I mean, we're mass producing crap. And we're wasting tons of money on crap. Be safe, be kind, stay strong. I love you all. And I'm being journalistic. I'm taking an unbiased approach to things. I'm just taking, like, I'm seeing things with my own eyes and and reading things with my own eyes and hearing things with my own ear. Like, I'm interpreting my own thoughts. I'm critically thinking. I'm not taking sides in anything because there isn't a side to choose. I'm in love with America. I'm married to America, and I am going to die with America. Or in America. Yeah, I mean, whatever the hell. I just don't question me on certain things. I know what the fuck I'm talking about.